Did you know that women tennis players get paid more than men do?
Do they really? I didn't know that.
That actually bothers me.
Does it really?
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
Well,
I'll tell you why.
This is a great topic.
It's a fantastic topic.
One that might get 1 million views.
Maybe. But I'll tell you why it bothers me.
Please.
Only because there is so much fuss the other way.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Other than that, I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, don't care enough to... Dude, the way I found out about it was so indirect. And I was like, why is no one talking about this? When I found out about it like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
6 years ago,
yeah.
But it's so indirect.
Is it all across the world or is it just the Australian Open?
I think it's all across the world.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not 100%. I don't even care enough to have looked into it.
Yeah.
Just heard it, confirmed that it was right, and that's it. I never, ever looked into it again. Don't care that much.
Yep.
But it just bothers me because there is, I feel like, you know what I'm learning about myself? You know what the patriarchy is, right? Yeah?
Yep.
So the patriarchy, the whole thing around men and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Man, civilization, gotten us to where we are today.
Yep.
Whenever, and it's generally women, but not always, sometimes it's a man as well. Whenever they are anti-patriarchy, they lose me completely. I was reading a book once. I was, I don't know, maybe, 40, 50% of the way through the book. And she said, hashtag fuck the patriarchy. And I closed the book on that page and put it back on the shelf. Because I just knew that anything they say from here.
You lost you.
Yeah, you've just lost me. Because.
What was the book called? Name and shame.
Do you remember the name of the book?
Fucking oath.
It's something about relationships. I can't remember the exact name. It was a female writer. It's called something along the lines of something about being alone and how to not or something.
Yeah, okay.
I can't remember the exact term.
That's all right.
She's a very that's not a lie. I saw her on a Diary of a CEO. That's where I found out about the book.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, as soon as I read that, dude, close the book and put it on the side. Because I'm like, you're brainwashed. The patriarchy, what? The one that allows you to have the beautiful life you have today? The one that's gotten the world to the point where we almost have world peace. By the way, did you hear Trump has stopped the war in the Middle East?
Did he? What a sick,
Dude.
What a sick man.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Anyway.
We should get him on the cast.
Call him. Yeah, as soon as someone says that, as soon as someone does the whole gender neutral toilets thing, you lose me.
Yeah, I'm very much the same.
So
it's not
much
so much, as you said, it's not to the point where I'm like going to write a letter or sign a petition. Like I just don't care enough. But if I was there with my children, we're like, no, we're not using those toilets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. I go, no, you're not using that toilet. You're going to use this
don't
one.
even, to be completely honest, I don't even care that women get paid more.
Yeah.
Tennis. Like, I don't care at all. But it's the fact that
it's made such
I've
a big
had
deal
my
about it.
head done in about the other way around, which has been proven to be false.
Correct.
It's just like, I almost feel like if I cared enough, I would do something about it, but I don't. But yeah, it does. It's like an annoying chair. Like it's not that annoying that I'll stand up, but it's just, it's like, these things annoy me. You know what I mean? You remember every now and again.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's an annoying fact.
Yeah, well, I mean, it happens even in other sports. I think in this instance.
I think this might be the only sport that
I think in this instance, though, you're getting the crowds to the games as well. Do you know what I mean? So the revenue is there for women to be paid there.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
It's still a level of it's still entertaining to watch women's tennis.
Yeah.
It's not as quick, fast, strong, fast moving.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If they ran both events separately, which one makes more money?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Okay.
That's a very good question. And it's likely that the males will do that.
I would bet anything on it. It's just...
Yeah, you're completely right.
Tune into the
Australian, WNBA.
No. I got a whole different idea. But tune into the
AFLW?
finals. Tune into tennis. Let's talk tennis.
Tennis.
Tune into the finals.
Yeah.
Compare the women's finals
Yeah.
and see, dude, even TV ratings, and then how many people watch the men's finals?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It's a whole different
Yeah.
kettle of fish.
Yeah,
But
you're probably right.
yeah, but the women per minute get,
Yeah, of course, they play
per
less
game. They get paid
Paid the same
higher.
for less games.
Yeah, paid the same for less games. So they're actually getting paid higher per game.
Correct.
Bizarre. But we, in our leftist world,
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought this up. So do you feel it's going the other way? Because it has been very far left for a very long time. Okay.
I feel like we've overcorrected and that people.
I think it's starting to correct itself now. I really do. And I see it. And this is where I've seen it, particularly locally as well. So first of all, you're getting Trump coming into power and doing what he's doing.
Yep.
He was very clear with his message on a lot of these key areas, right? Gender neutral toilet, there won't be that at schools. He goes, I'm not going to let kids mutilate themselves, to transition to another sex. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do, like, he was very clear and very strong on some of these topics. This is what it is going to be like. That's it. And he got voted in for some of his very strong right views. And I'm seeing it here too. So you don't follow Australian politics much, do you?
Me? Not really, no.
So Peter Dutton, opposition leader
Yeah.
for the Liberal Party. And I don't follow it too much either. I've always been a Liberal voter because it suits my agenda, my business, my life. So I've always been a Liberal voter, and I probably will continue to. In saying that, if they're duds, like I would be a swing voter. It just depends on the person and the policies that the other party has. But in a two-party race, it's Liberal-Labor. What I have noticed is Peter Dutton taking a Trump approach to the next election. And if you see this, it'd be interesting for you to actually watch and see some of these. He came out the other day and he's like, when I present to the nation and when I am Prime Minister, I will not have an Aboriginal flag behind me. He goes, we are one country. We are the only country in the world that has two flags behind us. He goes, you go to any other country, you look at any other press conference, it's one flag, not two. He goes, I'm not saying we shouldn't be celebrating our heritage, where we're from, who we're about, the Aboriginal community. He goes, I'm not saying that at all. I am saying we need to be united as a nation, as a country, under one flag, which is why when I'm in power, it'll be one flag flying behind me when I'm talking to and addressing the nation or the world. That's it. I like that.
Is he Liberal?
He's Liberal. So he's pushing the right agenda now. Australia Day. So there's all that talk around Australia Day and how it's Invasion Day and all this sort of shit. And he's like, no. He goes, this is the day that we are going to celebrate our country. This is the day that we are going to celebrate being Australian. All right, we're not going to make it Invasion Day. We're not going to make it about this and this and this and bring all the politics into it. He goes, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be that. He came out, he said other things too along the lines of the gender neutral stuff and all that sort of stuff too. I can't remember that one. I didn't really see that clip. But I found it interesting because he's the first politician, not the first politician, there's another guy in Adelaide, Senator Attic or something like that. Alex Antic or something like that. And he's very right, like really right. He pulls people up on shit. And it's funny, he's got like 100,000 followers on Instagram. The one person he follows, Trump. So I thought that was pretty funny. But
he follows one person.
He follows one person. I actually messaged him to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
He hasn't responded. Might message him again.
Yet,
that's right. But what I'm finding is people, like I was looking at the comments. I was looking at the likes. Again, looking at the engagement, because that's probably what I was more interested in at the time. And he's got a lot of support. What he's saying makes a lot of sense, and a lot of people will back that. I promise you a lot of people are going to back that. And what you might find is the next election, it's going to swing his way, just like it did with Trump, because he's going to take a more right-wing approach and go, this is what we're about. This is what we need to do. We need to go back to our fundamentals. We're not going to celebrate this. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Okay, these are stupid things. This is not what being Australian is about, and you watch the voters flock to him. because of his mindset and what he's saying, because that's what the politics lacks.
Yeah, look,
At
if
the moment.
we're going to talk about Australian politics, let's talk about a real serious topic. And it's, when are you going to run for Premier?
Good question. Good question.
Hold on, guys. Just one thing. What was your source about the gender pay gap on the tennis thing?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Like
No, it's not. It's
6
there.
years ago.
Yeah, because I've checked it.
It's just one prize money for
The prize money is the same.
If you just Google
Yeah, so-
prize money for Australian Open, it's
Yeah,
one
it is
prize
the
for both.
same.
Yeah, that's right.
But it became the same just recently, or was it
Oh no,
just
it's been like
this
that for
year?
quite a while.
Quite a while.
This
Yeah.
come up in
'Cause
2019 when I first.
That's only for Australian Open.
Is it
and
really?
Oh, okay.
And American, I think the American Open's like that too.
So the average percent is actually 20% higher for men's.
yeah, right.
So at the ATP and WTA tennis top 100 players, the gap is around even 33%.
Yeah,
No,
right.
but what's the
So-
prize money is exactly the
We're
same.
talking prize money, not
So
not
if
like
they win,
sponsorships
so if they
and
win,
stuff like that.
yeah, so if they win,
Yeah, so Australian Open 2025 is 3.5 million
Yeah,
as the winner.
each. Yeah.
Yeah, each.
but the women only have to play 3 sets.
I don't know. I don't
yeah,
watch
that's what it
tennis.
is.
I'm telling you. Yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah, I suggest that Australian Open is like that, but
only Australian Open,
yeah,
I reckon there'd be more. I reckon there'd
other
be other-
American
Wimbledon,
one.
yeah, maybe.
or the French Open.
There's 4.
Yeah, the US Open, French
Yeah.
Open, and Wimbledon.
It'd be surprised if they're not all the same.
I don't know.
It won't go back, but regardless, what I'm seeing with those. Oh, sorry, you said when am I running for Premier? Well, I'm glad you brought that up, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to announce it here today on the podcast that I will be running for Premier. No. If I was to run for Premier, I would definitely be more right-winged for sure with a lot of the stuff, and I'd be very much like this. It's this way or fuck off, or don't vote for me. I don't care. That's just how I am. It's not about being right-wing. I'm just logical.
Yeah,
That's all it is. I'm just logical. Kill me with logic in anything. If you could show me that, doing something left was the way to do it and it's the best thing for people, for myself, for my family, for whatever it is, well, yeah, let's do it. That's no issues with that. That's why I say I'm a swing voter. I would vote for Labor and generally never have, purely because of the policies always suit my business for Liberal and my lifestyle. So I'll always vote for them. But yeah, I found it interesting that that he has started to do and implement that, and I reckon they did that strategically.
so you reckon he only did it post-election?
No, he's just coming into the election now.
No, post-American election.
Well, that's the only time I've seen it. That's the only time I've seen it now. Just recently, him actually like a genuine person going for prime minister.
Well,
this isn't a premier. This is prime. This is top dog.
We've also always said like, and here's the thing: when I think something, I always think I can't be the only person thinking this. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be someone else who's perceived the same information in the same way. So, and we've spoken about this, and we said Australia needs Trump.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You know what I mean? And it's like Australia needs a Trump, and that's how the whole conversation came about you running for premier.
Yeah.
And then it's like, which is going to happen, by the way. It's one of my goals for 2025. It's one of my
To get me to
to
run.
get George to run.
Guys, put in the comments if you would vote.
Yes,
Put in the
please.
comments. And I promise you, when I'm premier, we will still do this podcast weekly.
That'd be sick.
I'll put policies in place that will make everyone $1 million days.
So you're going to subscribe.
But you have to be subscribed. Otherwise, we'll tax you more.
Gonna get a tax benefit for subscribing to the podcast.
You get tax benefits. That's it.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.